Welcome to Digital Marketing for Contractors, a podcast for home improvement contractors to help you crush your lead goals and take your business to the next level. Join us each episode as we give you powerful insights and practical tips on the best digital marketing strategies to help you grow your home improvement business. Let's get started.
Welcome back to Digital Marketing for Home Improvement Contractors. This podcast is hosted by Fat Cat Strategies. We are a digital marketing firm in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I am Janet. I am one of the founders and managing partner. And today I'm so happy that we've got Caitlin with us. She is another owner of the company. And say hello, Caitlin.
Hey, thanks for having me back, Janet.
Perfect. So what are we talking about today, Caitlin?
Oh my gosh, one of my favorite things to talk about with our clients. It's not the most pleasant topic, but it is always helpful, and we're always here to, support our clients during their slow seasons. So today we are going to talk about making the most of your slow season, and we've got lots of different examples of how we can help.
I think it might be helpful to define what do we mean when we say slow season. So I'll take a first pass at it. We know that our clients live and die, and basically they reset every month. If you're installing siding or something that's
roofing,
a big purchase for a homeowner, you've got to generate those leads every single month because you've got to keep your salespeople busy. You've got to keep your installers busy. You don't really have that recurring revenue. And when it starts to slow down, it can get scary. So when we say slow time, it could really be anything. It could be seasonal, like Christmas or Thanksgiving. It could be a manufacturer delay.
Absolutely.
What else have you seen with your clients?
Definitely timing around holidays impacts the slow season. Manufacturer delays, like Janet said. Weather could definitely make an impact on a slow season and cause backups. I'm just trying to think of anything else. I think those are the three main ones, though.
So for whatever reason, things started to slow down and you're starting to get nervous.
Yes.
So what have we done in terms of messaging to help our clients kind of bridge that gap between, where things were chugging along and leads were coming in and everybody was happy and then things started to slow down? What are some tactics that we've seen work?
There's lots of different tactics. Timing is definitely important. Sometimes you can't predict a slow season. That's the first thing, I wanted to note. So it's always good to work with a marketing partner who can strategically think ahead and get a plan if and when you were to experience some slowdown, crazy weather, whatever it may be, manufacturer delay. Go ahead and get a game plan together for that. But most of the time you can look at data and go ahead and predict that, maybe around the winter, maybe after school gets out, you're just going to see a downturn in leads. And some of the things that work for that is connecting with your community, connecting with your hometown. You are employing tons of...
You're a small business.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think I know where you're going from
I'm rolling.
This. We actually, one of the things I love about working with our clients is we learn from our clients. And we had a fantastic local bath company that kind of taught me the ropes, to be honest, 10 plus years ago. And, we were working with that company during the middle of the Great Recession, 2008. Woof. 2007, 2008, 2009, those were some slow times. And so one of the things that we learned, and we still use some of this messaging, is the owner of that company at the time was running a lot of TV ads. And he would go on TV and he would literally look into the camera and say, make our slow time your best time to buy. Yep. And he would honestly be vulnerable and say, look, we are a locally owned small business and we employ local families. We're supporting local families. And if you've been thinking about getting your bath redone or replacing your siding or replacing your kitchen cabinets or whatever your product is, you can use that message and let homeowners know you just want to keep your guys employed. And so that's a message that you can use in a slow time. And then you can kind of package that message with some promo offers.
Absolutely. And promo offers can range anywhere from a discount or a dollar amount off. I've seen situations where a lot of clients will add on something, they'll throw in a shower seat along with a discount. You've got to make the offer a little bit more grand
during a slow time to
Yes.
entice people to buy.
Yes, definitely entice people. I mean, things from dog days of summer, make your slow time the best time, like Janet said, winter white sale, honoring your last quote. That's a great hash message as well for, that might be a good transition to talk a little bit about rehash, because
During a slow time.
yeah,
right,
yeah.
right.
Your leads, you can capture leads with a hometown message, keeping your employees employed with a good discount. But what about tapping into that market?
That database.
That
There is,
database.
if you have a database and you've been in business for several years, I guarantee you have names,
Yes.
emails, and phone numbers in your database of people who have reached out for you in the past. Maybe they've asked for a quote, but they didn't pull the trigger to buy.
Right.
When things start to slow down and new leads are not coming into the system anymore,
Go after them.
go after those
Yes.
cold, old leads that you might have called dead, and I promise you not all of them are dead.
Especially if you have a new offer that could.
a new message and a new offer.
Right. I mean, timing might have been different for them back in the day. And now it may be a good time. I think another message to hit home, whether it's a rehash lead or a new lead, is the timing to install. Usually when it's slower, you may be able to install a project faster.
Good reminder. Yeah.
I mean, y'all know, the delays on getting projects installed have been
Crazy in the past 3 years.
Crazy. And if you don't have a bunch of leads right now in the pipeline, you may be able to go ahead and get that siding installed faster, the roof, the bathroom
The
installed
windows,
faster.
whatever.
And you could use that messaging and not even have to put a promo along it.
You are so smart, Caitlin. I kind of forgot about that angle. We are sitting here in 2023.
Right.
When the pandemic lockdown first happened, we were all, we'd never done that before. And we had clients calling us from multiple states saying, they had a field marketing team, they had a canvassing operation going
out
on.
At Costco.
They were out at
Yes.
Costco, and suddenly all of those things were off the table because of, shutdown orders. You couldn't be in Costco. You couldn't go walking up and knocking on somebody's door
Please
in
don't.
March and April of 2020. So, so that was like beginning of pandemic lockdown. But then, man, oh man, we saw things come roaring back that summer of 2020. And they've been going kind of gangbusters ever since, except for the past few months, the news is starting to say, okay, maybe things are slowing down. We've seen it with some of our clients, but we haven't seen it across the board. There's still a lot of home improvement companies that are going strong. But to your point, Caitlin, let's say you've got a database where maybe you gave an estimate to a homeowner last summer.
Yes.
And you had to look them in the eye, or your sales rep did, and said, we are 16 weeks out on installation.
It's happened.
And the
Yes.
homeowner was like, you can miss me with that. I'm not going to give you a deposit and wait 16 weeks.
No.
If you came back to those folks in your database that you've quoted in the past 2.5 years, and maybe they didn't pull the trigger because they just didn't like the delay and they were like, I'm going to spend my money, going on vacation or whatever. Coming back to them with a fast install message, because now things have slowed down.
Yes.
And you've gone through your backlog.
Yep.
That is a message you can hit during a slow time.
I love it. FYI, Janet and I did say we weren't going to speak about the pandemic, but here we are.
Oh, yeah. I forgot we agreed to that before we started the podcast.
I was sitting here and I was going to say, we're not going to bring up the pandemic as a slow season. It was slow for everybody, but we got through it. And I do think y'all learned some lessons. We all learned lessons.
We all learned
how
hard
to
lessons together.
through that slow
Tears
season.
were shed.
Yes. Long, deep sigh. So how to get in front of these new leads.
Yeah, what are the tactics? So
Right.
we've talked about like the actual message.
Right.
The message could be keep our guys busy,
Yep.
keep our guys on the payroll. That's the message. How do you deliver that message?
Tons of different ways. I'm going to blend a few of my favorites. This can be applied to a rehash audience. There is no harm in going after those previous customers for a different project as well. Foremost is, of course, going after just a brand new audience. So how to get back in front of anybody. We did see this. Janet saw this during the Great Recession. She said that mailers worked really well. It's not
It's an old school tactic,
Yeah.
but it still works.
right, and it may not in your mind be the most cost effective, but a postcard that catches your attention with a special offer, there's nothing wrong with going after a raw list that you can do a radius around or mail to everybody who's open in your CRM and hasn't sold to rehash.
So that's one tactic. So we've got the message. So one way is
Mailer.
old school postal mail. What's another way?
This is really going to go after people who you already have in your CRM. Again, highly encourage this. Email. There's no harm in emailing everybody, letting them know it's a slow time. You can get in for fast appointments. You can offer a special discount for them.
What about some ads on social media?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like these messages could play really well in a paid, like Facebook, Instagram campaign.
Ooh, yes.
Drive them to a landing page talking about, like, here's a special offer. We're slow.
Right.
You can get it installed fast.
Right.
Here's a discount.
I love that. I mean, definitely make sure your messaging is the same across the board. Don't just have one individual message for this campaign. I mean, if you're mentioning it on the TV, if you're mentioning radio mailer, make sure it says it on your website, so anybody can come to your website and just know, hey, we're slow right now. We want to help you. So definitely update your website. And on an ad, first and foremost, make sure your website's updated if you are going to send ads to your website. But an ad could be something fun, like a before and after photo of a transformation, a countdown, like it's limited time that it's slow. Take advantage of it.
Yeah, take advantage before our production calendar fills back up.
Yeah, so I think that'd be fun and catchy. Video's working really, really well right now.
So we've talked about postcards, which is old school.
Yep.
Email messaging, back
SMS.
to SMS, also known as text messaging.
Yes.
Do you happen to know what SMS stands for? I don't. I'm embarrassed to say, but like it's a text. I know it's called SMS. Look, Caitlin's going to Google it.
Standard? No.
Let's make it up.
SMS.
Simple message.
Short message service.
Okay, now
That
everybody
makes
knows
sense.
what SMS stands
SMS,
for.
also known as a text
So
message.
you've got this message about make the slow time your best time to buy.
Yes.
You can send it via postcard. You can do it in a Facebook ad.
Yes.
You can do it in an email campaign.
A headline and a Google ad.
You could do it in a Google search ad.
Call. Rehash with calls.
If you have a call center,
Yes.
you can write a special script and train and rehearse with your call center, and they can call back out to some old leads.
Yeah.
Like honor your last quote.
Honor your last quote. We'll take 5% off your last
5% off
quote.
your last quote. Yeah,
It works.
We've
It works.
seen that happen. So I think
I
we've
love
got
that. We talked about messaging. We talked
messaging
about reasons.
and delivery, and
then
TV. I mean, I know this is a digital marketing podcast,
Yes.
but some of our bigger clients will also do TV and radio.
Right.
And that's where we've really seen some of this make our slow time your best time to buy. We've seen those messages play really well in a TV spot in a local station in a local market.
Right.
So TV, radio, email,
Text, SMS,
Text.
also known as short
message. I've already forgotten.
It's already gone.
Already forgot what it stands
And
for.
ads.
Yeah.
And look at data, y'all. I mean, be prepared. There is no reason you shouldn't be prepared and know that a certain period
It's going to be slower.
is going to be, yes, absolutely. So that's the first and foremost. Be prepared for that. And then second of all, work with your team if and when there is.
Almost like a fire drill.
Yeah, I love that. Yes.
Like when things are really swinging and hopping.
Yes.
Maybe sit down one day and craft out a plan. What tactics are you going to pull out of your back pocket? What campaigns are you going to pull out when you start to see leads slowing down? And then if you're doing this fire drill, one of the things that you could do, to Caitlin's point, you're looking at the data in your CRM, you could go ahead and define what are some early leading indicators of slowing down. You know, how many leads do you typically get per day, per week, per month for the past 12 months, rolling 12 months, last 36 months? That's where you start to see patterns. And if you're looking at that data and you can see, oh, typically like, you know, late summer, things start to tail off or they heat up, you know, whatever it is, or between Thanksgiving and Christmas, we're dead in the water.
Yep.
Whatever that pattern is, go ahead and plan for it ahead. Get your campaigns ready. Get your messaging ready. Make sure your call center team knows what the messaging is. Make sure your salespeople know what the messaging is. And if you're working with an agency, have them go ahead and prep all the creative. Then the minute you start to see that pattern where you've dipped into that kind of, warning zone where maybe leads are starting to trail off a little. You're not officially slow, but it looks like you're moving towards slow.
Yes.
You've already got it all mapped out.
And the only other thing I would echo to that, some of the most successful companies that we've worked with actually set aside a larger budget for marketing during the slow periods. So I know that's kind of silly. You're like, why would I not spend more during the busy season? But go ahead and plan on.
You are right.
Yeah. I mean, go ahead and plan on pumping the money through ads, through whatever it may be during that identified slow time.
That's another, I always like to give credit where credit is due. That's another lesson that I'm going to be really honest. I learned from one of our clients, and I'm going to go back to referencing when we were working with a contractor during the Great Recession. He told me, he said, look, this is the time where smart business owners double down on marketing because some of these weaker companies that don't have systems in place, they're going to fail.
Yep.
And people will still want their bathroom redone.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to be there to capture that lead. And by the way, the person who taught me some of these lessons went on to be fabulously successful, grow into 3 states, have 185 employees, and sold his business a few years ago for a nice little sum of money.
So we need to get that person on this podcast.
We do need to get that person on this
That'd
podcast.
Be fun.
I would love to do that.
That'd be
but
awesome.
I'm going to give credit where credit's due.
Agreed.
I can't name him because I haven't asked for permission. But we learned the make our slow time your best time to buy. We learned that message from him, and I've seen it work.
It does work. So budget for it.
For it, plan for it.
And we're here. I mean, and work with your marketing agency or reach out to us. We've got tons of experience getting a plan together for many, many, many home improvement companies during a slow period. So I
think we've done a pretty good job. I'm going to pat ourselves on the back on covering this topic.
Yeah.
So once again, this has been Digital Marketing for Contractors, hosted by Fat Cat Strategies. And if you'd like to book a call with us so you can explore some ideas, go to our website, www.fatcatstrategies.com/contact. And when you book a meeting, you'll actually be booking a meeting with me.
Oh, lucky.
So, yeah, lucky you.
Lucky. And then maybe we'll get to talk. Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Join us on another episode.
Yeah. Digital Marketing for Contractors is created by Fat Cat Strategies. For more information, visit fatcatstrategies.com.